This video looks at the relationship between distance travelled, time and average speed. Let's first of all assign some symbols to each of these. The symbols that we use in these tend to be the following. First of all, time is represented by t. The distance travelled, represented by the letter D. And finally, the average speed, represented by the letter V. The relationship that exists between these is simply represented as V equals D over T, or if you prefer, average speed is equal to the distance travelled divided by time. We can also illustrate this more diagrammatically using a triangle setup, which you will have seen in the past. And this is simply V equals dt. We can reorganize this equation easily using this triangle so that the subject of the equation is changed. For example, from this we can easily get that not only is V equal to d divided by t, but t is equal to d divided by v, and d is equal to v times t. So you can see here the relationship that exists between each of these values. The next thing that we need to consider here is the units that are used for each of these values. So let's take a look at that. Okay, the units for distance that you will most commonly come across will be meters and kilometers. The units for these being a lowercase m for meters and a lowercase km for kilometers. You will come across other units, like for example centimeters, millimeters, and maybe even light years, but these particular units you will see less of. The units that you will see most commonly are meters and kilometers. In the case of time, the units that you will see most commonly are seconds and hours. The units for these being lowercase s for seconds and a lowercase h for hours. Now, with regards to average speed is in fact a relationship between distance and time, and so therefore the units express a relationship between distance and time as well. For example, meters per second and kilometers per hour, a relationship between a distance and a time. Now, it is very important that you understand how to convert between these two units. For example, how do you convert kilometers per hour to meters per second? And let's have a look at that very quickly. If I take kilometers per hour, I know that that is in fact equal to 1000 meters per 3600 seconds, because there is in fact 1000 meters in a kilometer and 3600 seconds in an hour. Now what we've got here is our unit, and so you can see there very clearly that 1 kilometer per hour is in fact equal to 1000 meters per 3600 seconds. Now what this in fact means is that 1 kilometer per hour is equal to 0.2778 meters per second. 1000 divided by 3600 equals 0.2778 rounded meters per second. So therefore, if I had an amount of, let's say, 10 kilometers per hour, how many meters per second would that be? well, that would in fact be 10 times 0.2778 meters per second. In other words, 2.778 meters per second is equal to 10 kilometers per hour. Now, this is in fact exactly the same as dividing by 3.6. So therefore, to summarize, if I wish to convert from kilometers per hour to meters per second, I would in fact divide the amount by 3.6. Let's suppose that I want to convert meters per second to kilometers per hour. I would then multiply the value by 3.6.